and welcome to those of you who are new to the Shali Edit, the podcast where Muslim entrepreneurs talk about what it really takes to build, grow, and stay grounded. I'm Aisha, and today's guest is Fatima, founder of Apparels by FM, a Mars fashion brand born from her desire to blend style, faith, and everyday essentials. Her journey into fashion wasn't straightforward, and today she's sharing how it all came together. Let's dive in. So, Fatima, tell us about Apparels by FM and what it is that you do.
How's it going, everyone? So my name is Fatima, and I run Apparels by FM. It's basically a modest fashion brand that can be woven into everyone's everyday. So we make modest fashion that is easy to wear for everyday use. So any type of hijabs, abayas that you can style up or style down, and also like prayer covers because as a Muslim we have to pray. So yeah, we kind of just like make a lot of things.
So I want to know what inspired you to start Apparels FM.
There were a lot of things, honestly. I think one was my grandfather who kept pushing me when I was very young, being like, "Hey, you should do your own thing instead of just like working for people." And I think it was also like growing up. I'm from Pakistan, for reference. We saw a lot of black burqas. There was a whole like simulation of black burqas around you. And no one used to wear like colored abayas or colored hijabs. Everything was black. It came to a point where we were growing up and our parents were kind of like, okay, you guys need to start wearing it too. And we're like, why does it have to be black? Why does everyone have to look like a certain way, right? Um, so I think like I had that in me somewhere somehow where I was like, okay, I need to know how you can make these look pretty and how you can wear them easily without like feeling overwhelmed or feeling that cultural like pressure on you. So I think that was one of the main reasons why I actually started it. Looking into like different colors, different styles, making it look more like dresses than abayas. And here we are now, Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you started doing that because, like, I also remember growing up, like, it was just black. And it's like, I love black personally, I'm wearing all black. But yeah, like, every now and then you do want to wear something colorful, right? So it's really amazing that you did something like this. So, what's one thing that you're excited about right now, like regarding Apparel's F1?
Okay, so we're actually expanding. Alhamdulillah, we're in the stage of expanding right now. So we're trying to get into different retail locations that are willing to get our products in. We did, Alhamdulillah, secure one, which is all the way in the West End in Oakville. We're located in the East End in Pickering. So we're kind of looking for more spaces. And inshallah, in the future, I want to expand a little bit more, hire more people so we can get the work done a little bit better. I'm kind of getting overwhelmed with all the work. Yeah, that's where we are right now. It's very exciting to see that one thing that you started fresh out of university grow into something so big. Alhamdulillah.
Fresh out of university, you were young. Wow.
Yeah,
MashaAllah.
it was 2018. I graduated in May, I would say, and I started this in October.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that. Wow. That's impressive. How would little Fatima react if she saw you today?
I think she would be proud. I think she would be happy with everything that we went through. We came out of it and we're living a really happy, fulfilled life. Alhamdulillah.
Getting to know the growth of your business. What was a milestone that made you think, okay, this is really happening?
I don't think it's related to the business where I was like, okay, this is really happening. Last year, I kind of left my full-time job. I was kind of very, I was kind of very like stuck working for a promotion for 3.5 years, which I never got. And I kept getting told, oh, why don't you do this project and why don't you do that project? And you'll get the promotion. 3 years down the line, nothing happened. Instead, they were laying people off and they were like, oh, it's either you keep the position that you have or we can lay you off. And that's when I was like, why am I working for something that is not even giving me any benefit, when I have that one thing sitting at home that I've kind of kept idle and I can work on that. I think before I gave my resignation, I started getting into like pop-ups and stuff. I think the second pop-up I did last year, I was like, you know what? Alhamdulillah, this is what I want to do. And I kind of resigned from my full time and I went head on into doing this. And I think by like a month or two, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to do. There's no stress. There's no one hammering like at the back of your head, being like, why isn't the work done? When you're like the only one in the team that's actually working. And yeah, it again, like it's not related to the business, but I think that was my turning point where I was like, yes, this is huge. This is what I wanted to do all this time.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. So for me, actually, that kind of reminded me of myself because I'm kind of in that position that you were in right now.
It's I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with all these like big companies and these corporate giants and stuff. It's like when they see someone working, they're like, "Oh, let's just like drain everything out of them and we don't even like need to compensate them because they're a workaholic. They're gonna work regardless and whatever." And then when you put your foot down and you're like, "I need compensation or I need growth," and they're like, "Well, you don't get it because you need to do all these things to be able to get where a lot of us have gotten." Like I really don't understand why they do that. And then it also goes back to where my grandfather kind of was like, he's like, you're gonna realize this later in life that doing your own thing is the way to go. So I think yeah, it all connects.
Yeah, truly. I don't know about you, but for me, the pandemic really taught me that no job is truly permanent. So I definitely have to do something like of my own as well. So who was the first person who really backed you up and supported you?
My younger sister. I have two younger sisters. One of them is 3.5 years younger than me, and she's been you know how like you call someone a sidekick? She's been my sidekick ever since like I started this business. She would always be like, "Oh my God, you can do it! Like, why don't you do this?" And she would always be there in the shadows, like helping me with everything till this day. I don't think I give her enough credit for it. She's that one person.
Oh, mashallah, it's so nice to have that kind of support. So you're the oldest sister, if you don't mind me
Yeah,
asking?
yeah.
Oh, nice. Same here.
I think it's always the oldest that are like crazy and like, you know what, let's just do something.
Yeah, actually, it's always us. How was building Apparels by FM like, sorry, like how did building it change you as a person?
But did it change me as a person? That is a very good question. I became a lot more calm. Became a lot more accepting. I learned a lot of skills. So I I I was working in customer service and data analytics for quite a while, ever since like I kind of like graduated. So I learned a lot of stuff from there. But the true meaning of what customer service is and how that minimum wage can bring in so much barakah into your life, I feel like that's the one thing I learned from my business. Because one thing that a lot of people don't understand is coming from a full-time job that's paying you 5 to 6 figures, leaving that and start working on your business, which is barely gonna make you $100 a month, but you still survive on it and you're more fulfilled than anything. I think that's the biggest lesson that my business has taught me. And as a person, I've become so much more like calm, I would say like fulfilled, learn how to like connect my roots to everything. So yeah, I feel like the person that my parents always wanted me to be, I became that where I started the business full time.
Oh, mashallah, I love that. I love that answer. And of course, every business has struggles. So I want to know what are some behind the scenes moment in your journey that was really tough for you? How did you navigate it?
I've grown to understand that every problem has a solution in itself. All you have to do is look into it. But I feel like that one moment that broke me completely before I kind of like went head on and I was like, I cannot look left and right and I need to focus on my business is I was I'm one of those people that will help you regardless, no matter what type of person you are, who you are, if I know you, if I not. I was trying to help this one business basically build their thing and as soon as they launched their business, I was going in like helping them with how to set up like tables, how to do like pop-ups and stuff because I had like experience with that. And um, at one point when they basically went viral and stuff, they were like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you anymore. Why don't we just like step away from each other? And we don't know each other. And I think like that's when I was like, I kind of like broke down a little bit because I'm like, I don't want, I don't want your, I don't want the success that you got, right? I don't want you to let people know that I helped you with all this, but you can at least be a little more friendlier. And when she started like that person started telling everyone that, oh my god, yeah, yeah, like her brand doesn't have like any vibe and look at this and she's just like selling this stuff and it's not even like how it's not like trendy and whatever. I think like that broke something inside of me and I was like, it's not like I'm gonna stop helping people, it's not like I'm gonna stop being the person that I am, but I think I need to pivot. I need to understand how social media works. I need to understand what people want, what these trends are. So maybe the next time I meet someone, they don't look down on me and they don't look down on all the effort that I put in to my business and they can actually look past all those nitty-gritty things and see what I'm actually offering as a person. So that's one of the times that were really tough for me and it took me a really long time to get out of that. But alhamdulillah.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I just
Oh,
want you to know you're
you
doing
learn.
amazing though. So whoever that was,
It's all good.
I'm
It's
not
all in
gonna
the
say
past.
it. Oh, what's one challenge you faced, like whether it was in your business or like personal, and how did you overcome that?
Oh, my parents, the biggest challenge for them to accept that I wanna stop my full time because we're kind of not in we come from a very middle class family and everyone puts in whatever they have on the table to make things work. And when I was like, okay, I need to focus on myself, my mental health is going out the door. I'm gonna leave this job and I'm gonna focus on my business. They were like, "No," because my parents are very traditional, very cultural. When it was going to school, I broke the barriers and I was like, "I'm gonna go to business school. I'm not doing engineering or medical." Like, no, I am not doing that. I broke the barrier then, and then when I was leaving my full time, they gave me such a hard time. But at that point, I was old enough and I'm kind of like understand that no matter what I do, my parents will have an opinion about it. So I'll just let them be. It's not like I'm gonna stop contributing to my part in the house, but yeah, um, I just kind of shut all my ears and I was like, they can say whatever they can. I'm gonna focus on this. And I kind of just did it. And they finally, after like a year and a half, they started like accepting it, alhamdulillah. So we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, that's good to hear. Same thing with like, I mean, I'm Bengali, Bangladesh. Yeah, kind of the same thing with us too. Like, parents are like, oh, 9 to 5, gotta work. But like business, they're not too open towards.
Yeah, it's funny because like I always used to tell my mom, I'm like, "Oh, my grandfather was a businessman," and then she would go that route, being like, "Oh, but he was a man. You're a girl." I'm like, And yeah, alhamdulillah. We're getting somewhere though.
Definitely. Of course, we're Muslims, so our faith is always intertwined in almost, well, everything, really. So, something I wanted to know was, do you feel your identity as a Muslimah adds any extra pressure or judgment, whether that's online in your work or anything like that? And how do you navigate that?
If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't feel any pressure or judgment. And this is and I say this because of the amazing community and the amazing customers that I have, alhamdulillah. I was talking about this in another like community space a little while ago. My biggest customer is a white woman. She's not Muslim. And she comes and buys hijabs all the time. She would bring all her friends. She's actually one of the council members from Ajax. So you might know her. She comes all the time. She would bring all her counselor friends. She would get me to meet everyone. And she spreads the word to all the Muslim communities that she knows about her business like no other person. So the pressure and judgment, I honestly don't feel it.
Well, thank you for the honest answer. Wow, that's actually so good to hear. I'm I'm just
Yeah, it's very funny because like the first time I talked about this, everyone was like, "Okay, you're like bluffing." I'm like, "No, I can get you to meet her." Like I literally have Instagram chat conversations with her every now and then. And she would send me like pictures of like her shirts and something like, "Whenever you restock, can you get me like a color like this?" Like, "Okay."
you are well connected. Love that for you. How do you define success?
If I have made you feel even a little bit content while you were while I was serving you, right? For me, that's success. If I was able to solve the problem that you had, or even so, I'm very honest with the way I do business. If I have something that I know will work for you, I'll show it to you. I'll go above and beyond to make sure that you understand that this is something that you might need. But if I know I don't have something, I'm never gonna try to sell you anything from my collection. I'll literally tell you straight out, like, this is what I have. If you like it, I can show you more. But unfortunately, I don't have what you're looking for. So the amount of times that customers have appreciated that, that's where I'm like, that's success for me. I don't care about the money. I don't care about anything else. The fact that you're able to connect with me on a certain level and the amount of customers that those type of customers have brought to me. And like, oh, my sister was looking for what you have, or I'm getting this just because I love the way you're doing this. That's success.
Oh, yeah, I love that. And I can actually see it in your work too. How does your faith shape your definition of success?
Again, like it's the honesty and it's it's the butterfly effect basically that I know everyone has like different answers to this, but for me, being a millionaire is not success. It's me being a good person and you being able to connect with me again and having a long-term relationship is success for me. Because I think in Islam, like again, like because we're Muslims in Islam, money is not everything. Yes, it is a part of our life, but it's not everything. It's your character, it's your personality, it's the way you make people feel is actual success.
Yeah, that's so true, actually. I want to get some information out of you.
Okay.
So, just getting into the practical things now. So, for someone dreaming to like start a modest like fashion wear brand, what's like the first step that you'd recommend they take?
Do your research. This is a very controversial answer, but there's so many people that are starting modest fashion brands. There are so many people that are closing their modest fashion brands after a year or so. And I feel like the reason why all this is happening is because there's lack of market research. You need to understand what the customer actually needs. How big of a niche is are the customers for linen abayas and modal hijabs? How many? You need to be able to understand what the customer wants, and you need to be able to solve a problem with your modest fashion brand. If for us, the major like problems that we basically answer is colors. You can't find colors or shades in hijabs, and we carry, alhamdulillah, over like 80 shades in majority of our collections. For abayas or modest fashion wear, it should not be sheer. It should not be skin tight. You should be able to style it up or style it down. So I think like do market research, and the biggest thing I know, I said money is not everything, but to run a modest fashion brand, you need to have a reserve of money of savings in your bank account. You cannot run it without that. It's a very expensive industry.
Yeah, I can only imagine how expensive it is. And you're just going based off of what you just said. Are there any tools that you'd recommend?
As for market research,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say do surveys, your friends, and go beyond your friend circle. Go to masjids, watch. A lot of the times, you don't need to like ask people, anyways. You don't need to ask people anything. You have to sit down and observe. Observe how what people are wearing, what they're buying, what is the material they like, what is their go-to price range. Because it all comes down to you being able to serve the customer and not making a fortune. Everyone can sell anything. Like these days, I don't understand how people are selling hijabs for $35, $40, and I don't understand the people that are buying it. Like, how do you justify selling something that you might have bought for like one fraction of the cost and selling it for like 40, 50% margin? How do you do that? It's way beyond my imagination. And again, like it's a different way of doing business, but yeah, I think like sit down, observe people, what they want, what they're actually looking for. If it's Eid time, there's going to be a different market. If it's regular, like winter time, there's going to be a different market. And then look at the material. Do your market research even with suppliers. See what kind of material they're providing. If you can get a premium material for the same price as a very flimsy material, why not go for that premium material? And when you justify the price for the premium material, it will be a lot easier for the customer to understand why you're charging something.
Wow, okay, that was very insightful. I especially love that you brought up observation. I find that's very underrated.
It is. And I feel like that's one thing that you should know as a small business owner, no matter what you're doing, either whether you're a product-based or a service-based business, it's so important to be able to observe, read people. When you observe people, you're going to be able to read them. You're going to be able to read the vibe. You can read their body language, how they're reacting, did they like something, what they're feeling. It's very important. And I feel like anyone who doesn't, then unfortunately, they don't succeed in life or in business either.
So, what's one tool, habit, or research that makes Apparel's FM like run easier or smoother?
I think have a very strong community that can keep you grounded and keep you sane, and also have tools like I have an analytical background. I used to work as an analyst, so for the business itself, I make a playbook for myself. The playbook consists of everything. It has my YTD goals, it has my year-to-date goals, my month-to-date goals, my weekly goals, um, what I would like to achieve for the month, how many pieces I want out, and according to like the seasons, if there's a sale going on, or if something has been sitting on my shelves for more than like 4 or 5 months, what strategy am I supposed to use to get them out? How does it how do I get the customers to understand that this piece might be something for them? Or if I need to do a restock, like how much inventory I have, like that playbook consists of everything. And I feel like the months that I don't put in effort onto my playbook, uh, they go like a little rough here and there. And the months that I put in like a lot of effort, where I'm going into like all my stats and going into like all my analytics and everything that I've seen in the month prior. that month goes a lot smoother. So yes, there's a lot of things basically that go into it. Like one, have like a very strong tool that you can actually reflect back to that's gonna help you with your grit. It's gonna help you with your discipline. Like that when you know that you have a target and you know you need to achieve it, you're gonna do anything you can. You're gonna find the means and you're gonna pray for it. Eventually at the end of the month you're gonna be able to achieve it.
Wow, a playbook. So is that something a physical notebook or like do you use some kind of like software?
Just a Microsoft Word. I'm a very basic girl. Uh, Google Docs or Microsoft Word, and then I have a notebook basically, which I like when I'm doing something and I feel like, okay, I need to write this down so like I don't do this like the next month. I just have this random notebook that I can scribble in it like real quick. I'll show you. I just started a new one. It has like everything. So when I was launching my Sukoon collection, I had like all the pointers down that I had to like include in the playbook, and then all like these different things. They're like everywhere. So this helps a lot with having accountability for yourself and also make sure that your month goes very smoothly as a small business owner.
Okay, wow, that's actually really smart. I'd love to see like the whole system broken down, like on your YouTube channel.
I might show it one day. You never know.
Yeah, inshallah, I'd actually love to see it that. So I really want to know about this. How do you design pieces that are practical for everyday use while also staying true to like faith conscious like values, basically?
My sisters and I, we love wearing oversized things. So designing something that's oversized or like open or it doesn't have like any fitting, I feel like that's like our go-to. Like, oh my God, yeah, we can do this. And then my mother also wears abayas, and she's like very particular about like how she designs her abayas. So a lot of the times we run past like the design through her. We're like, okay, Mama, we want to do this. Do you think this is gonna look nice? Do you think people are gonna wear it? And then she's brutal. Like she has no filter at all. She would be like, oh, why are you designing this? Like, what are we doing with this? Why is this happening? So it's funny, like when it comes to like the open abayas or like the open concept ones that we have that you can just wear as cardigans, I had to like get her approval, be like, hey, people are gonna wear this with jeans and a t-shirt. They could also wear it with a dress. What do you think about this? It was a struggle trying to get her to understand that our generation likes things like this. Like I'm the one who basically designs the whole thing, and then measurements wise and everything, I consult my mom and my sister, and then my manufacturer basically they are very professional with everything that they do. So I have a sit down meeting, a Zoom call with them, and I'll like break down everything that I want. And then their designer basically is gonna give me like tips and tricks and be like, okay, if you want this type of flare, then we're gonna have to cut down on measurements from here, or we're gonna have to add a few inches here. The neck has to be like this measurement and stuff. It's like trusting everyone, trusting the professionals more than yourself. I feel like that's what has gotten our designs to be like more practical.
So there's this fun thing that I like to do, lightning round. So we're gonna jump into that. So your morning routine. Do you prefer coffee, tea, or something else entirely?
Iced coffee.
I love iced coffee.
Can't live without it.
And truly, is there like a specific brand that you like or just general?
Oh no, just the one at the superstore, the PC one.
Aussie fair, I love PC. PC's amazing. Next question. Go to outfit when you want to feel unstoppable.
Tracks, a very baggy shirt, and a very basic hijab of black or navy blue.
Okay, that's a good fit. Love that. One piece in your Apparels by a Femme collection you'd never let go of. Which one and why?
The roha abaya. It took me a whole year to design that, to put in effort into it, to perfect it. And I poured my heart and soul into it. And it's like it has a lot of meaning behind it. It's I started it and then I joined Magnetic of Sima, and I was so down at that point, and then I found so many different friends, and then my sister started like again they started blooming in their like careers and stuff too, and it gave me a lot so much to think about. So everything in that abaya is meaningful. The design of the flowers, the design of the sleeves, why it has that type of silhouette, why it has like pockets in the way it is, why the flare is like that, why I chose those specific colors. So the Roja collection, the Roja abaya, is something very close to me, and I'm very proud of the way it turned out.
And that one, that has a set with like mommies and minis, right?
No, the Roja abaya is a silk abaya. The other one is a Cocoon collection. That's our prayer covers that we basically stitch in-house.
Oh, yes, now I'm remembering which one it is. Yeah. Everyone check it out, please. It's really nice. If you could design a hijab or a abaya inspired by any fictional character or even a celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, Elsa from Frozen. I would love to design that. I'm like a blue fanatic. Like I love blue everywhere. And then the fact that I don't know, Elsa's like her character or like the way they've made her character, I don't know, there's something just so like sassy and nice, like funny about it. I would like to have like all like the blues into it and have like a snowy feel and maybe like throw in some sparkles here and there. I would love to design something like that,
Oh, wow, I can imagine that. That would actually turn out so beautiful.
right?
Yeah, you should definitely do that. I'm gonna look forward to it now that you put it out there. But yeah,
And
is
so,
there like a specific color of blue that you like, or is it just general?
oh, any navy and dark blue, and then throw in a little bit of light blue like here and there, but yeah, navy and dark blue.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Asking because I'm the opposite. Like, I love blue, but for me, it's more like light and it's like more teal, I would say, turquoise, things like that.
Oh, if you've seen our branding,
So, last question. What's your favorite way to unwind after a busy day?
make a bowl of popcorn. I have fairy lights in my room, like different colored ones. Turn those on, shut my room's door, put on a Chinese drama, and binge watch.
No way, you watch Chinese drama too?
Yeah, I love watching K-dramas. I love watching Chinese dramas and a lot of Japanese shows. Like, I am all up for Asian content. Like, I love it.
If you could send a voice message to yourself 5 years from now, what would you say to her?
My future self, I'm working really hard on the dream that we want to achieve. I'm working really hard, putting in all the hours of the day without slacking, even for a second. And I hope what we wanted to achieve, we were able to achieve.
Also, future Fatima, message from Maisha. We support you. We love you. You're doing great. Keep going. What's your no BS message to aspiring Muslim entrepreneurs out there?
Okay, it's so funny. I didn't know that you were gonna read what I wrote, but I wrote it so I don't forget. So, my no BS message for aspiring Muslim entrepreneurs, especially someone who is looking to start a business. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's not easy, and it's not always gonna be pretty either. You're gonna face long nights, you're gonna face rejections, you're gonna face closed doors, and there are gonna be moments where you are gonna want to give up. But as a Muslimah, we have something very powerful, and that is tawakkul in Allah. Do your part, do it with extreme elegance and excellence, and do everything that you can. But then at the end, leave the outcome to Allah. Don't chase overnight success, chase the barakah behind it. Don't chase the $1 million dream without being able to be a good person. Build with integrity, serve the community as much as you can, and remember that your risk is always written, no matter where you are, how you are, what is happening in your life. And you don't need to compromise your dream to build your dream. Don't, don't, don't go for bank loans to do your business. Do not fall into the interest trap to do your business. Stay consistent, stay authentic, and know that in every step, even if it was hard, it is part of the journey. Enjoy it and be yourself. Don't forget yourself and in the process. That's that's my no BS message to everyone.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I read it and I was like, she definitely has to say this because honestly, a lot of these things I find, I'm gonna be honest, even I forget about it sometimes, right? So I just found it so beautiful. It's a reminder to me, so I kept it. And yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap for anyone who wants to like check out your work or like get in touch with you online. Where would you like, where would you suggest they check you out?
They can check me out anywhere. My handles are all the same. So my Instagram, TikTok, and my YouTube handles are Apparels by FM. So Apparels by BY and then FM. They're all the same. You're gonna find, if not the same, like similar content everywhere. And we're also starting a series on YouTube, inshallah. I'm coming back on YouTube, alhamdulillah, and where I'm gonna be talking about like the real raw things that go behind a business and where we failed, what mistakes we made. So we can basically hear how we're doing business and what are the ins and outs, basically. Inshallah.
Inshallah, many success to you. And may it all be filled with barakah. Well, thank you so much for coming today. Really loved hearing everything that you had to tell us.
Jazakallah for having me. It was such an honor. And it was so funny. Like I just texted you just because I'm like, let me just like bother her a little bit. And you're like, oh my God, let's do it. I'm like, oh, this is happening? Really?
Yeah, I
So
wanted
that
you on either way, so it was perfect actually. Granted, I didn't know you're joking.
we got it done. Alhamdulillah.
And that's a wrap. If today's episode inspired you, hit follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube and share it with one friend who needs this nudge. And don't forget to show Fatima some love. Check out her Rauha collection, a floral silk line celebrating sisterhood, softness, and strength, or the adorable Sukoon collection with prayer sets that even match little ones. Until next time, keep your hustle graceful and your dreams loud.